is the Glass Cannon Network.
Welcome back, everybody, to Get in the Trunk. You should be so excited that you're getting an episode tonight, or that you're hearing it during whatever day that you're hearing it, because it's really close to not happening. Really, really close to not happening. Mostly technical issues, partially it's Sydney's personality, but that we can't control. We've tried many, many times to get her in line. But she's a rule breaker by her very nature. You can't tame Sid.
Untamable.
She's a loose cannon.
She's a loose cannon. We have had a myriad of technical issues trying to get this thing up and rolling tonight. It all started with Francis, who I assume, in an effort to really cosplay our adventure, got a webcam from 1995 and is trying to work off of that. But he sounds great, right? He sounds great. And then we've got Troy, who had a very standard sample rate issue. It happens. And then he says he has to reset his computer. And he says it with this trepidation that's like, this episode might not happen because I have to reset my computer. And we're all kind of thinking that's a little dramatic. You just have to reset your computer. And then he went away for 40 minutes, and we had no idea what was going on. Theories abounded. And since Troy is unfortunately not going to get this reference, the one thing I pictured was that he had to be like Ellie Sattler crossing the compound to flip the giant switch while dodging dinosaur attacks the entire time. Troy, can you explain why it takes you 40 minutes to reset a computer from the last 2 years?
It's because I have a lot of equipment going into this computer, but it's mainly the Blackmagic camera. The Blackmagic camera is so powerful that when I try to, once it works, you just gotta roll with it. Because when you restart the Mac, it's wait a minute. That camera that worked 3 minutes ago, we had a talk during the restart, and they said some things that I didn't like, so we're going to wait 40 minutes until it works again. I mean, it just makes no sense. And somehow on the 6th restart, after plugging and unplugging, it works. After I just pound the keyboard. And
for some reason, Troy, I imagine that you have a Rube Goldberg machine behind you, and you have to reset a bunch of dominoes so that it hits your power button in time to pull a
Pee-wee Herman making breakfast.
Yeah, Wallace and Gromit style. Your pants come on as soon as you sit down at your computer. You get a piece of toast in your mouth.
Powered by the Mousetrap board game.
Yeah.
Fried egg lands in my lap.
Yeah, I guess the camera is just that powerful. It's like running a fusion reactor in your house. You're I can't restart it. I don't know what happened if I should turn it off.
I messaged you. I was I'm giving this 3 more seconds, and then we're canceling the recording.
I know. I thought I might not get to play Delta Green today for a minute, but you got it working. We're here. We're doing an ep.
It's got to be a 45-minute ep, though, because that took too much time.
So. Unfortunately, we have a deadline of 45 minutes.
Let's keep it going.
Well, I'll give you another reason to keep it going. This all got worked out. And then we're okay, I think we can go live. We can do it. Let's hit it. And I started hearing, and I'm still hearing it right now, world-ending thunder outside of my door. Are you hearing this, Troy, in Westchester yet?
It's a beautiful sunny day.
Something is happening there. My wife had told me, she was oh, we have to get some stuff out from outside because it's going to hail today.
What?
There's some crazy storm passing through. Just as we started recording, it was that crack, explosive thunder. So I hope I don't lose power, but I don't think I will. Not
is it passing through? Are we going to get it in the city, or is it just a Jersey storm?
I'm not sure which way it's moving, but look out.
Jersey storm. The Jersey storm was Joe's football high school name.
I was going to say, isn't that the new USFL Jersey team name?
Give it up for you, Jersey Storm.
4 people in the stands.
I went to a New York Red Bulls game a few weeks ago, and there was very, very few people in the stadium. And I was shocked.
That's a nice park. That's a nice stadium.
Exactly. What I was shocked about was
that?
like, not that there weren't that many people there, but yeah, it's soccer. I was just shocked that they can keep that thing in business. Like, it's a nice stadium. And just
I think it's a money laundering front for some kind of mob. That's my
It's got
suspicion.
to be. There's no way there's not that many people watching soccer in New Jersey or New York. Get out of here. I don't believe that. Don't believe that for 1 second.
Well, I thank you guys all for coming back, joining us for another week of Get in the Trunk as we launch into our Impossible Landscapes playthrough. 2 different things I forgot last week, which is always a bummer. You finish the session, you're like, gah! The things that we forgot. Luckily, we didn't do too much of the actual campaign yet, so I didn't forget anything in that area. But there are 2 things I wanted to mention. One is I forgot to thank my good buddy McD. McD, who you all know, but McD, who you, Naish, may know from Gloomhaven. He did the Gloomhaven streams with us. He also is mentioned frequently on the Glass Cannon podcast as a figure that was in the initial Pathfinder group that Troy and I and Skid played with. McD is a GM on this game, and he's in the background, and he's helping. You don't see him, you don't hear him, but he's back there pulling the strings of the players' lives and laughing with glee the whole time. That's why we can't put him on mic. There's just so much villain laughter that it really overtakes the stream.
If you know Brian McDermott, you would know how terrifying a prospect that is. To have him controlling anything about your gaming experience, I'm very frightened.
I mean, I thought it was just perfect. For Delta Green, it's like, that's the vibe you want to set. Not only should your characters be uneasy and off base, but your players should be too. And nothing's better than that than saying, behind this black curtain is Brian McDermott.
Absolutely frightening.
No. But no, I seriously thank you, McD. You're doing fantastic work, and he's behind everything that we're doing here. So it's a Joe and Brian production that you're seeing. The second thing that I
he
forgot,
texted me after last session, was like, anything that you liked from that session, I wrote.
It's probably true. It's probably true. Then the other thing that I forgot is I had a giveaway. Courtesy of Arc Dream, and I forgot to do it because I was so like nervous, honestly. And it's the thing we always get nervous about, which is having enough properly prepared for you guys, for the first session, and you didn't get to half the stuff that I had prepared. So it's just like, why was I so worried about this other stuff? But I got distracted, and I forgot that Arc Dream is supporting the stream with product for you guys. So those of you watching on stream tonight are going to get a chance to win tonight. And by the way, we're going to have giveaways all season long. I'm not sure every episode, but all season long, we're going to have stuff from Arc Dream. The one that we're going to give away tonight is the new reprint of A Night at the Opera, which is a collection of 6 operations in one beautiful hardcover, 200 pages. It's their like most famous operations are all brought together in this one gorgeous hardcover. It just hit warehouses, I don't know, recently, within the last few weeks. So Arc Dream is giving away a copy tonight. So the contest is going to happen in chat. Brennan will drop a link in chat. Check that out right now. Click on that link. It'll take you to the place where you can go and enter your name to win. We'll pull a winner during the stream towards the end, and the winner will be announced in chat. So yeah, get your copy. Oh, by the way, you have to be in the U.S. Sorry.
Oh,
domestic U.S. only. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry, domestic U.S. only. But if you're international, still enter the contest because we'll get you a digital copy. Boom.
And
Nice.
Francis can't even win it.
Exactly. Francis can't even win it. Oh my God. We were joking right before we went on about the tech issues that Francis was having, which was like his video is like a little pixelated. I'm sure you're probably seeing it right now. It's like a little pixelated, but he sounds great and and everything. And we were just like, he's sitting on an island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. And we're like, ugh, this video feed. What's wrong with your internet?
I know, jeez.
How times have changed.
Why can't I see you picture perfectly as if I was looking through a window.
Right. Let's take a moment to just appreciate the miracle it is that we're able to talk to him
His
at all.
computer is working so hard.
Yeah.
I
So
really
hard.
is. I could hear it just like chugging. like, come on.
I'm sure in post-production, Grant will hear it too and be grimacing the whole time.
Oh, he's gonna hate this. He's gonna hate
Goddamn
this.
fan on his computer. Yeah, man, it is.
But
I
here
mean,
I am.
if we go back to 1995, the setting of this campaign, I remember movies from 1995 where two people talking on a video screen was science fiction. It's like
Name that
straight
movie.
up.
Name one of those movies.
Well, all right.
Oh, dude.
Aliens, but that was 86. But like,
Yeah, I was gonna say.
they talk on a video screen and it's like, holy shit. And that quality was way worse than Francis's right now. So
Johnny Mnemonic.
Right?
Johnny
Movie
Mnemonic.
Johnny
Movie
Mnemonic,
7
yeah.
came out in 95?
Did they talk on video screens in 7?
No, probably not.
No, it was a lot of cell phones.
Max-
it was like all cell phones.
Max Headroom. Remember Max Headroom? At least I'm not
Maybe-
like doing that weird stutter
Yeah.
thing.
Oh, yeah.
They talk on video screens in Dolores Claiborne, which also came out in 95.
Known science fiction epic, Dolores Claiborne. All right, let's get back into it. A brief recap, and then we'll dive
getting
back
into it?
into the story. We're getting into it.
All right, hold on. Let me change my costume.
Oh, right. Get on your cosplay, Johns.
Got to get in the zone.
I didn't know we were doing cosplay. Nobody told me.
I honestly, Sid, no exaggeration, I really need to see Vicky Ricci. Like, I
Oh
need
my
to
God.
see your Vicky Ricci. I want
Oh,
all
Vicky.
glammed out and like a business suit
Yeah.
and like,
Yep.
and a flak jacket.
Yeah. And I'll get a wig. It'll be
wanna
great.
know.
It'll be great.
And exactly how long will your fingernails be? Exactly.
I
would
will
like-
not be able to type. So the whole episode, I won't be able to do anything. Yeah.
I love it.
Clackety.
Want to
Oh
open
my God,
sodas
Troy.
for her.
Troy, what is in your mouth?
What the fuck?
Is that a Virginia Slim?
It's it's a actually ripped up piece of my student loan bill.
You're like, I'm not going to
Smoke
pay
them if you
this.
got them.
I rolled it fresh before the app.
Roger only smokes fresh rolled. Cigs. Let's set a little tone here. A little music for the recap. Bring in a little ominous John. In week 1, we'll call it week 1. Obviously, it's episode 3, but we did character creation. We are introduced to Vicky Ricci, Agent Maybelline, who is a postal inspector. I can't say without laughing, and I feel bad. I don't mean to laugh.
Maybelline.
I think they're really
It's a
badass. Go online and look at the
legitimate-
picture of the postal inspectors. The first picture you see is a dude in a bulletproof vest with a gun who's just like ready to kill somebody. And I'm like, all right.
Stamp gun.
I was
Okay, postal
doing.
inspection.
Straight up
When I
enforcement.
did research on it, I was watching videos of like
Stamp gun.
not a stamp gun. When I was doing research on my character, I watched a lot of videos of like conferences of postal inspectors going to speak to youth. You know, like the police academy will go talk to people. And these are some burly fucking guys who are like, yeah, I joined the postal inspection. So like they are like so. And one of them was like, yeah, I do mostly street crime. And I was like, street crime?
Crime?
But it's like
Street
huge,
crime.
like mail fraud and like all this stuff. And they're these dudes in like common clothes who are in the postal inspection service, and they are like full on police officers who will like tackle you in the street.
They just like walk up to people's houses randomly and open their mailboxes.
Yeah.
All right,
Explain
this
this.
looks clean.
Yeah. They snatch
Enjoy the rest of your day.
I shot a
good
guy
to
in the
me.
face yesterday for trying to mail a liquid.
What is this? Batteries? What did I say?
Just another day in the life of a postal cop.
Anyway.
Anyway, I do respect the career, and I think it's an awesome choice for Delta Green. It's going to be fucking amazing. And for you, it also really gets juicy tonight. We also have Francis, who is playing Bobby Walford, a CIA analyst, who also, by the way, you really kind of cross over into field operations, too.
Well, yeah, had to. Started out because he started out in the military, and then that's how he got his kind of way into CIA. He did some black bag work, helping defectors get out and helping turn double agents as well. So yeah, he's got a little bit of that that in his back pocket. But yeah, he's been mainly a hunter of turncoats.
Interesting.
What he does, he digs into their lives. He gets all up in their business and finds out where they're getting their money from.
There's nothing worse. Nothing worse than a turncoat inside your own intelligence agency. Thank you for your service. He goes by the name
American
Agent Makeshift.
Makeshift.
This is all, by the way, an M cell, a New York City-based cell of Delta Green operatives in 1995. We also have Neil Bachman. Is that a MD? Is that how it's pronounced?
Yeah.
Dr. Neil Bachman, a former medical professional, medical doctor, who turned to a life of art and filmmaking, and has seen some success there. Lives in the Village, Lower East Side. Lives in the Lower East Side. Goes by the alias Agent Mrema. And then, of course, we have Roger Cumstone, year one.
Cumstone year one.
Cumstone year one. Somehow now, back in 1995, possibly remembering his future. What? No. How? Maybe not. Maybe it was all just a dream. He is a gas station attendant by day.
just as dangerous as ever.
Right. By
They say
night.
not to smoke near the pumps. Thought this was a free country.
He works at the Mobile on 96th Street and West End Avenue. Has an apartment there with who? Who do you live in? A townhouse? Who you living above?
What were their names? Jerry and Pizarro.
Jerry and Pizarro.
Jerry and Pizarro own a townhouse on West 91st Street. And I live in the converted basement. So I have to walk through their actual basement to get to my little apartment.
And you are only recently been there. You've moved up a couple months ago from Baltimore because you had a good relationship with good night, I guess I should say, with Norma, we know from the future, your ex-wife. Right now, she's your love interest.
Yeah, I had a one-night stand, and he's kind of he's been shell-shocked ever since he came back from the Gulf War, and he felt like this was a connection that was worth hanging on to. Now maybe he knows. We don't really know what he knows and what he remembers, but he sees something important in her, and so just like anything he gets involved in, he's all in, and so he followed her to New York. And last episode, we saw him have to change a date plan. They were going to do lunch, and he had to push it to the night, and so he's trying, but clearly he's getting wrapped up in something.
And that's something. Oh, and we should also say that he arrives under the alias Agent Messiah. These four M-named agents arrive in Washington Square Park, the southern parts of Manhattan, to meet Agent Marcus, their handler, who gives them an operation, which, I don't even think he said the name, which it might be, let's say it's just in that documentation that you had from his leather valise. Your operation, should you be referring to it internally or communicating to anyone in Delta Green, is Operation Alice. That's the name of your operation. He didn't get to say it, though, because just as he met all of you and got across the instructions for the operation, Cumstone saw something in the park that set him off. What did you see, Raj?
A dancing clown.
There's a fucking dancing clown.
Tiny dancing clown.
Seeing the tiny dancing clown, Roger Cumstone thinks we're compromised. He immediately breaks up the meeting. You get no more information from Agent Marcus. What he told you before he ran away was that a young woman, Caucasian, female, mid-20s, went missing June 4th, or was reported missing June 4th, 1995, from her apartment in Kips Bay, which is in Manhattan, not in Brooklyn, Sydney.
Whatever.
She, the NYPD investigated, could find nothing to answer to this disappearance or what might have happened, so it went cold immediately, but then her credit card was used in Maryland, and it triggered the FBI getting involved because it became interstate, possible kidnapping situation. So the FBI gets involved, but right away, somebody in A cell which is the decision makers of Delta Green in this time, sees a cult symbol on a picture that the NYPD took of the girl's apartment. Says, let's get our agents in there. See if this disappearance has anything to do with anything unnatural. Agent Marcus tells you through a paranoid, sweaty... he was a paranoid, sweaty mess, let's just say. As he said, if there's anything unnatural to do with her disappearance, I don't want to know about it. Just get rid of it. And the whole time he's looking over his shoulder. He's making everybody a little uneasy. And then Comestone breaks up the meeting. He runs away, leaves the case with you. In the case, you find an article about this in the newspaper. You find a Polaroid, a selfie Polaroid of Abigail, and an address for this apartment. You all then go prepare yourselves to meet and head into the apartment. At the very end, you are walking down 32nd Street toward 210 East 32nd Street, the location of what's called the McAllister Building, and you see a man standing out front in a trench coat, staring up at the building. It's 2:10 in the afternoon on Tuesday, August whatever, 15th, I think. Tuesday, August 15th, 1995. What do you do?
Check to see if the guy's wearing pants under his trench coat, just to make sure. I don't want any flash.
Give me a search roll. From your distance, you
How
see...
much ankle do we see?
You see... you see he's wearing pants and shoes.
Okay, we can proceed.
So we have FBI documentation right now, right?
That is correct. You have official FBI documentation. It doesn't say that you're a special agent. It says that Vicky Ricci is deputized as a special agent. Yours, I'll say, advisor. FBI advisor, which means the FBI has hired you. So you speak with their authority. However, you do not take on the powers of law enforcement. You don't have that, but you are an official, actual... they're fake, but they're also not fake. They were made by the FBI internally.
It's like Anna Torv's character in Mindhunter.
Right.
Have you watched Mindhunter?
Yes.
It's phenomenal.
It's a great show.
She's like a
Great show.
professor.
She's like an
deputized.
analyst, like a contracted analyst.
Mindhunter's great.
Yeah, that's a great show.
It is.
It is a good show. We all have our lanyards on, so I think I'm just going to continue walking to the building, and I'd like to look at this guy casually, not like stare him down as we're like going to enter the building, but try to get a read on him.
Okay, so you're moving toward the building, and you did not draw out your gun?
Nope, I did not draw out my gun.
Okay. You walk up the street.
I'm not going to shot
check.
him and
Just to
die.
Shoot at
clarify.
him.
Oh, wait. I shot at him. No, I did
All right,
not.
so you're walking.
Oh, no, wait, I did shoot at him. Did I not make that clear?
You know what? Can I retcon that? I shoot him in the head from about 30 feet away.
I walk up directly behind him and I shoot him point blank in the back of the head.
I'd go along the street and just shove a grenade into the nearest car.
We're just tearing this city apart.
How did you have a grenade? You're just walking
I
around.
told you, don't look into my
Roger
footlocker.
So we really do have like our action movie scene. It opens up with a car exploding outside the apartment. The man turns. All right, so you guys approach. As you get closer, he's looking up and you get within 5-6 feet of him, about to get to the steps. And he turns and looks at you. And as it appears that you're like moving towards the steps, he says, "Whoa, whoa, whoa. Something I can help you with?" To you, Agent Ricci.
Is something you could help me with? No, sir. Is there something I can help you with? This is an active crime scene. I'm here on an investigation. I'm going to need you to step back.
Oh, all right, relax. Are you the feds? You're the feds.
Who are you?
My name is Detective Guradanda, NYPD. I'm watching over the place for you.
Oh, detective. Very nice to meet you. She shakes his hand, like, pleasantly.
I thought you were gonna... Yeah, he does the same. Nice to meet you. I thought you were gonna be here a little earlier. I've been waiting for a bit. Hot one today.
Not too hot for a trench coat, detective.
Yeah. Wish I could lose it, but I just can't quit this thing. Hey, everything you need is up there. And he looks back at the building. They told me to bring all our files down, leave them up there for you guys, so everything you need's in there. It's pretty fucked up. Good luck.
Can we get like a human check on him?
Yeah.
Well,
It's
why
real
he's
shady.
being weird.
Sure.
Someone better than me.
I have good human. I'll roll.
Yeah, I got to pretty good. Yeah, either one.
We both can. I mean,
Yeah. Is it a D10?
It's D100, and you roll the
D100,
number
D100.
and see if you want to hit equal to
Right.
or under your human int score, which for those that don't know Delta Green that well, it is the number that's sort of human intelligence. It's like your ability to read people, kind of understand what their vibe is, what's going on, the reading between the lines.
Not my
I
forte.
got 72 over 60. I didn't
got
miss that. 72 over 60.
61 under 80.
Okay. Yeah, you get the sense, Vicky, that this guy is, that he's weirded out. Like he's a little weirded out when he says, it's fucked up. He's smiling, but he's like trying to put on a smile, you can see. And then he's just like, all right, good luck in there. And basically says, oh, you know what? He'll pull out a card. Be like, if you need anything, call me.
Thanks. Hey, Detective Gordanja, one question.
He's walking away. Yeah.
Is there anything that I should... And she really puts on her womanly charm. Is there anything I should look out for? Something... I mean, you're making me a little nervous. Should I... Is it okay?
Yeah. If you ask me, I think you should be a little nervous. I don't know why, though. There's no... I can't explain it. You gotta see for yourself. But like I said, if you run into any trouble, you call me, and I'll take care of you. And you can tell that like your charm worked on him, and he's like, he'll be willing to go the extra mile. You gave him the cute act, and he like fell for it, hook, line, and sinker.
Thanks, Detective. Appreciate it.
No problem. Turns around, walks away.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
You step up to this building, and you can see that it is it's a pretty epic building for kind of that brownstone style, but it's like it has like it almost looks like a castle. It has like castle ramparts kind of that come out, and this big iron gate that's over the front of it where the steps go up and into the building itself, into like the cement over the kind of entranceway. You see carved into it the McAllister. And
wow, is this the same building from? Is this a real building?
I'm not answering that question.
Okay, it sounds like the building from Fisher King.
No comment.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking
You know what I'm
about.
talking
Yeah.
about?
It's like the castles thing. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So kind of castle-y vibes. Looks like it's about 3 stories above the ground. You walk up to it, and big heavy glass doors with the black iron frame, and it's locked.
Break in.
Shoot the lock.
We have
Yeah.
we have keys.
We have keys? I was going to pick a lock. I got lock picking skills.
Ricky, go stop. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with all of you?
Hunter slowly puts the gun back. He's just gonna shoot out the window, then dive through it. Shoulder first.
Guess we can do it
yeah.
the old-fashioned way.
She's rummaging.
Yes.
She's rummaging through the briefcase to find the keys, and Roger's like halfway climbing up the gate.
You insert the key into what you believe is the outer door lock, and it unlocks. You open it up, and you walk into a small foyer stacked with a bunch of yellow pages. I mean, a bunch of them to the point where they're kind of like falling over themselves. Wall of mailboxes, brass mailboxes, and then a couple steps up on the right side to another door that goes into the apartment building proper. I'm sorry, not a door, just a doorway, hallway. It goes into the building.
Vicky looks at Agent Makeshift, and she takes out the mail key, and she goes, "Would you like to do the honors? I know you wanted to check."
I'm on it. And I take the key from Vicky, check the apartment mailbox, open it up.
Okay.
And
yeah, so you see her name right. It says 1A, apartment 1A, and you insert the key, open it up. And when this mailbox opens, it's just stuffed with mail. All kinds of letters and flyers and shit. You see one that's kind of thick, probably a catalog. It's all rolled up and just like stuffed into here. And, you know, it makes sense. Nobody's been checking this thing for a while, but people are still delivering mail that don't know this woman's missing.
All right. So I'm grabbing the mail and sifting through everything.
Is that legal?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Back off, man. I'm CIA. Okay.
Vicky, I mean.
Oh, well, you're...
Oh, right. Sorry. Excuse me.
Vicky might have a problem. Vicky, do you have a problem with this?
I mean, Dr. Neal, I don't have a problem. Do you want to sift through the mail? This is kind of fun.
I mean, sure. I mean, if we have, and it's just Neil, by the way. I'm not. So yeah, I start going through the mail.
So let's go through this mail.
It's a lot of mail. It's dozens and dozens of letters and parcels and stuff like that. Are you just all standing in the foyer of the building?
Let's grab it. We're gonna grab it. I'm gonna stuff it in my my duffel bag of forensic items, and we're gonna take it with us.
Okay. You stuff it in, and I'm sorry. Once again, I misspoke. I'm an idiot because there is a door because it has to be locked before you get into the building. That door is the one that's locked. The outer door can actually open because they have to be able to deliver the mail. So, anyway, you unlock that next door, and it's a long hallway. That's what you see in front of you. Who is entering? What's the order? Talk to me.
Roger just walks through. Gives a look as if to say, I'll go in.
Okay. Roger starts walking down this hallway. The first thing that you notice is the place has kind of a kitschy, like, I don't know if kitschy's the right, gaudy kind of feel. It's like purple carpeting and just a vibe of like overly ritzy looking for like a New York City building. You walk in and it looks kind of dumpy, even though it has this stuff, like this kind of like nice stuff. It was probably nice at one time, but it's like there's dust all over the corners of the carpet and it looks a little bit run down along the walls. As you walk along, you come to a slight turn in the hallway and you see a door right in front of you. So you turn, and then right in front of you is a door, but then the hallway continues to your right. So you make a quick left door, and a quick right would be the hallway continuing on. The reason for needing that turn, it seems, is right there is a sort of across from this door is an old, I guess you could say old, but it's like a telephone room. With like a payphone in it, and but it's like old school, like before there was like a modern payphone in there, modern 95 payphone, there was probably like an old ass phone in there, and it was like a place where you took calls, you know, in the building. It's got like a wood pew and like a curtain, you know, on the outside of it, so an old phone room. But right in front of you, the door right in front of you says 1A. It is the first door you see as you come in the building, and you know that is her apartment.
Give me those keys.
Okay. I give Roger the keys. I'm right behind Roger. I give him the keys.
Wait, let's all glove up. Just be safe. Don't want to disturb any forensic evidence.
Definitely put on the gloves.
And then Roger sticks the key in, turns it, and opens the door.
Roger passes through the doorway, and immediately you're kind of overcome with a kind of a sensory overload of what you're seeing. Directly in front of you is an opening after a little bit that goes into like a kitchen, and then off to the left side. I'm sorry. I want to describe this properly. The first thing that you see is actually no, you don't see too much except kind of a foyer area, and it opens into a kitchen. And yeah, that's all actually that you can see from the front door. It opens right into a kitchen. And the kitchen, nothing terribly unusual about it. It's clean and pretty neat.
Okay. Keep walking.
You walk up through the kitchen, and to the left, to the right, there's a bathroom. To the left, which is, by the way, towards the front door now. You're going back towards the front door of the whole building. This is what you walked past when you walked down the hallway. It opens into the living room. And this is where you see something rather shocking, which is it's a mix between a hoarder's paradise and a crime investigation unit's like trail of clues up on a wall or something. The place is filled with shit, and you don't see a piece of furniture anywhere. You just see stuff. I'll get into the stuff in a second, but just trying to get you this, what you see immediately. Stuff piled everywhere on the floor, and the walls completely covered in a mix of papers that are stuck to the walls. Physical objects. There's a small radio on the wall. There's CDs on the wall. There's just sticking on the wall all over the place. Tons of random shit. As you move a little bit deeper into the room, you see, it gets more specific. You see, arms and legs and torsos of, department store mannequins. You see some, these limbs just, laying in this rubble. You see, an old school record player. You see... you see I don't want to say that because you don't know what it is yet. You see a lamp that's just on the middle of the floor. It looks like it should be on an end table, but it looks really old, like an antique, really kind of gorgeous lamp. You see scrapbooks and bags. You see artwork and all kinds of stuff. And as you all come into the room, you remember that in his stressful deliverance of this message to you, of this operation to you, your agent said that you were to catalog everything in this apartment for the FBI to make the investigation look good for the FBI. And what you immediately think, if your mind connects to that conversation, is that this is just going to take a really long time because there are hundreds of things just in this living room alone, and you haven't even looked at the rest of the apartment, the bedroom, etc.
This is Bobby's wheelhouse. This is digging into the data, cracking my knuckles. Let's do this.
Yeah, it's wild looking. It definitely looks like someone who was dealing with something mentally, I would say, to kind of live like this.
Roger turns back around, goes back to the bathroom, and opens up the medicine cabinet to see if there are any medications.
You open the medicine cabinet, and You don't see any medications. None of interest. Typical toiletries.
Is there any Advil?
No.
Slams.
Mirror shatters in his sink.
Catalog bat.
Have we checked out the other rooms? Can we check out the other rooms too?
Yeah,
before we
let's
dig into all this.
Yeah, let's look in the bedroom too. But there is, I think Vicky like out loud is like, "Oh my god."
Mm-hmm.
Gonna need a bigger duffel bag.
I think also Neil, he takes out a little like disposable camera and just starts like clicking pictures of everything.
Okay, okay, good. Let me also clarify something I forgot, which is another thing that you see, and Vicky, you'll notice this, as Roger starts to walk back toward the bathroom, we see him walk past, and then as his legs come out of this shot, your eyes get set on a box that's sitting there that says NYPD, right, comma, A, 2 full boxes, and it's a series of pictures, but then one of the boxes is filled with a forensic kit and 2 Polaroid cameras with a ton of film. And it has all been left here for you to do exactly what you're talking about, Skid. But you can also do it for your own personal shit. But for the files, the FBI is going to want Polaroids of all this stuff, along with cataloging of the information of what each thing is, to, see if it could lead to finding her, and then you would know as Delta Green agents that like what you're looking for in here is any indication that there's unnatural shit going on.
Yeah,
this right now, this is Neil's just impulse as a filmmaker, is just to try to get images so that he can save later as inspiration.
I think Vicky clocks the box and she goes, Agent Murno, let's hey, Comestone, I'm thinking we have to document everything in here, and this is going to be an absolute crapshoot. Let's use the NYPD official cameras for all our FBI work. And Agent Murno, is that your personal camera?
Yeah, just give me a second.
No,
and he's just almost in a trance. He's just like kind of like taking stuff at like Dutch angles and everything.
Stop taking photos. I think we should use your personal camera for anything we need, so that we don't get any of the films mixed up. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yes.
Are you listening to me?
Raptly.
She taps. She clicks her nails together. Okay. And she hands out the Polaroids, or whoever wants one, she can take one too.
Bobby would take a Polaroid. Could take a Polaroid.
Throw it to you. Football.
Got it.
Style.
Got it. Catch.
Roger clearly isn't going to do any of the police work that she's suggesting. So he just kind of waves at her as he comes back into the living room. And as he's walking through all of this stuff to press on to the next room, he sees the broken mannequin limbs. And we just see like flashes of him back when he was in the army. And you just see like actual body parts all over the ground and soldiers running around. Clearly there was like a fire, like a car on fire, like an explosion. It just went off. He flashes out of that and sees the mannequin limbs again. Now to your eye, you don't see him go through any of this. Maybe it's just a slight, like he closes his eyes for a second and then comes out of it. And then he just presses on into the next room.
Pressing on into the next room, which is through the living room. So the bathroom that you walked into, or that you saw, you walked in there, but the bathroom off the kitchen, that's the end of the apartment in that direction. Then you move through the living room, and then it goes through another room, which is the bedroom. As you go into the bedroom, you see no bed, and all of the same shit as the living room. Another room completely filled with stuff. Floor to ceiling, the walls have writings, sketches, all kinds of random shit like glued to the walls all over the place. And So there's all kinds of shit everywhere here, and mechanically what's going to happen is each of you, as you sort of pick a room and say, like, what are you looking at or what are you focusing on, we'll do search rolls, and I'll start to tell you more specifics about the things that you find. I just don't want to do anything specific yet because it is such a mass of stuff. Just trying to get the idea that it's overwhelming how much junk is in here.
I think, well, first, Murnau, Neil, he burns through his whole film reel in his disposable camera pretty quickly. And then once that's done, he just kind of like snaps out of it, puts it away, and he wants to look for the medical equipment that was mentioned. He wants to be on the lookout for that.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a search roll.
Okay. That is a 54 over 40.
Okay. As you're looking through, you don't find anything at first glance that would fit the New York Post's description of medical equipment. You're not seeing anything that would qualify as that, and this is, you're looking for some time. So as you're looking, I'm going to move on to Sid. What is Agent Maybelline looking into?
Agent Maybelline really wanted to look for the occult symbols and more so like the writing. The symbols definitely, but like the writing and the notes and stuff. And I know you said it's everywhere, but her specialty is like analyzing handwriting and forgeries, and she worked in that field of the Postal Inspection Service for a while. So I think she's looking for like inconsistencies in writing, or like transition from normal writing to like, crazy person writing, and what could have been going on in her life. And now she's really trying to understand who Abigail is or was, and translate that into the case. That's her whole thing, is like human psychology. Okay, cool.
Go ahead and roll a search roll. And there's so much paper glued to the wall that are a mix of sketchings and writings that like it's kind of hard to pick out like what's the occult symbol here. There's a lot of different stuff.
Okay. What's my search? 70 over 50.
Okay. So you're looking through and you don't see an occult symbol, but you see this case, and it's got a plaque on it, and it says, and it's like in a beautiful like engraved plaque, and it says, "To Abigail, my queen," and it's engraved on a wooden case that's maybe 2 feet wide and 1 foot deep, and maybe 2 or 3 inches thick. It looks like a little case, little wood case. It's very nice. And engraved as "To Abigail, my queen" on it. Sit with that for a second, and we'll come back to you. What about Agent Makeshift? This is your jam, you said. Yes. What is the first thing that you move toward?
So, living room. I want to first take a big wide shot of it with the Polaroid before we just start moving stuff around, just to see if we can get a good open shot of it.
Okay, so you get an open shot of everything that's in there. Okay.
Yeah. And then once I get that, I want to just scan the room, see if anything jumps out in particular, because you said there was all this basically like a Collier's Mansion of stuff all over the place.
Yeah.
So anything that jumps out, I'm going to roll a search.
Okay.
All right. That is 58 over 40. So, wow.
Yeah, it's overwhelming how much stuff there is. There's no one thing that grabs your attention.
What about the mail? I get them. Oh, should I?
Oh yeah. So you can do that if you'd like. You want to start kind of like leafing through the mail?
Yeah. See if anything pops up. 66.
That's a fumble. So you get a paper cut.
Oh no!
Damn it!
It's 1 point of damage. No, you
start shrieking like a trapped animal.
Let's have our camera come in for a second to you as you're flipping through the mail. One thing that you notice over and over is these past due notices from Con Edison and Time Warner, and you get the sense that these are like utility bills that have gone unpaid. Do you open them, or are you just kind of like looking and leafing through?
No, I open the most recent one and see.
Well, there's no way of really knowing the most recent one without opening them, right?
Oh, okay.
Because you're just seeing the address. So you start opening them.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if like the past dues predate her disappearance, because
Right, yeah.
Right.
that means something happened long before people knew something happened.
Right.
Yeah.
You start opening these up, and you are able to outline a timeline here that starts with these notices in June, and you pick up exactly what Troy just said, which is a notice in June that says you don't have any notices before the disappearance, but you have a notice in June that says your account is 60 days past due and your service is going to be shut off. And this is in June. Then you see another one, big red print. Your service will be shut off. Then you find one from August that must be the newest one. And the one from Con Edison says this notice is to inform you that your electricity has been shut off and will not, your service will not continue until this past due account is resolved.
All right. So she'd been gone for a while.
Yeah, because it was
May.
past due, and like she was listed missing on June 4th, right? So
She was already 60 days past due.
she was either missing or at least not paying her bills up to
Right.
that
Yeah,
point,
I'm
so-
thinking, from the look of the hoarder lifestyle, I have a feeling maybe she was going down like a unstable path and
Yeah.
stopped paying her bills and maybe
Yeah.
disappeared at around that time. But
Let's take a second here. Sit on that piece of evidence for a second and let it sink in as we move to Roger. Roger, is there anything particular you're focusing on, or do you just want to do a search roll and see if anything generally pops out to you?
Roger is doing two things. One, he's looking for signs of violence, rope fibers, blood, scuff marks on door jams, and like someone was kicking, like scraping the walls, hair fibers.
Mm-hmm.
And the second thing he's doing is looking specifically at the CDs, to see if there's some sort of connection between these CDs, because who tapes a CD to a wall?
Yeah. Okay. So you're going to spend a decent amount of time looking for any sign of violence. So go ahead and roll that for me.
82 over 20.
Oh, right. You have a good one. You have a good one. Okay.
But that's just looking for things,
No, I understand.
The other thing is studying.
I understand. As you are keeping an eye out for any like signs of violence, you're looking for rope fibers. You don't see any. You're looking for blood, even like the smallest indication of it on any surface between these things that are all on the walls. Maybe even you're peeling some of these papers up and looking under them for anything hidden behind in terms of violence. The door itself, the door jamb, the door knob, as you're examining all that closely, you don't see any signs of violence. It looks like a hoarder's apartment, and there's no sign that anything violent took place in this apartment anywhere from what you can find. However, as your antenna are up or perked up for signs of violence, you do see something that jumps out to you. You see a fucking grenade in this pile of shit a small green ball, bright like army green, with a pin in it, mixed in the stuff.
Again, we flash back to Roger having a like PTSD moment, and now we see moments before. All those limbs are everywhere. Where like him and his unit, there's a grenade comes rolling into view, and they're like, "Come, Stone, get down!" And poof, and he just stares at the grenade. And he goes over to it, and I wonder if there's a roll. I have like, is there demolitions? Yeah, I've got a 40 in demolitions, but I don't know what I'm. I guess I'm interested to know, like, is it? Does it have anything on it that shows that was like issued from the military, or is it just like bought from grenades, or ordered online? Is there anything on there that links it to something
quarter
specific?
bodega.
Yeah. So let me see. Fuck. 50 over 40. I pull the pin. Useless.
I'll tell you what. You grab this thing. And with your military, don't you have military science land?
I do. That's much higher. If that was the roll, I would have made it. That was 50 under 60.
With your military science land at 60. And in fact, you know what? Yeah, let's make that roll over, because that's really what you should have rolled. Sorry, I got a lot going on. You look at this thing and you know that this is issued by the U.S. Army. And you know that you never held ordnance like this in the Gulf War. And from the look of it, as you're slowly turning it around, maybe during your time in the military, you had seen some vintage stuff, whether it was museums or maybe a colonel that worked in your unit was like a collector. What you're looking at is a World War II era grenade that is issued by the U.S. Army. And its pin is in place, and you have no way of knowing if it's actually live or not. But it appears to be a very old grenade.
Take a quick Polaroid of it. Snap.
This is pretty unsafe. Just having a possible live grenade mixed in within all this other nonsense. So Comestone lets everybody know, hey, fire in the hole over here. And wants everyone to kind of stay clear of it, but I don't know what else to really do.
Underneath it, you also see...
Bless you.
Bless you. Something you would definitely recognize with your military science land. You see an entrenching tool. Tool that you would use to dig, a small compact shovel. You kind of like unscrew and it turns into a little spade that you can dig with. And that's in army green. A little beat up, old. You said you wanted to look at the CDs, right?
Yeah.
You move toward the CDs. There's about a dozen of them in this one area.
Any Steely Dan?
Let's see. No Steely Dan.
Oh, damn.
She's got good taste.
You do see some things you may recognize. You see a Bush CD. Album 16
Yeah, those
Stone.
guys
The one with the jar on it. Remember that one?
You see a Pearl Jam
Ah,
CD.
nice.
Wow.
Pearl Jam 10.
There's an Annie Lennox CD.
He breaks that one.
Just breaks it, shatters it.
You're
There's
a huge
a
Eurythmics fan.
There's a collection. It's called Now That's What I Call Music, number 53. And then the other CDs are like obscured and like you can't really tell what they are. They're just beat up and rubbed out and stuff.
Bush, Pearl Jam, Annie Lennox. Now that's what I call music, volume 53. Does it have the track list on there?
No, not on there's no case. It's just the actual CD.
Just the CD.
Are they arranged?
Sometimes they did have the track list on them, but this one does not.
Yeah. Are they arranged in any pattern that he can tell, or is it just
Roll an intelligence roll. Intelligence times 5. It's intelligence times 5 roll.
okay? This could be really hard. Oh, dude, 10 made it.
Oh, nice.
Whoa.
Nice.
There is no indication of any pattern. No.
Okay.
And these CDs are stuck to the wall?
Yeah, the CDs are stuck to the wall.
Tape? Like there's Scotch tape or glued?
Seems like glue.
So I can't play them and see what's on them.
By the way, be sure, I don't know if you guys are remembering to do this, but every skill check that you fail, check it so you can add 1 to it after the session.
Oh, yeah.
Always forget
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Skid. I forgot that as well.
Thank
yeah.
you,
So
Skid.
everyone click search.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
let's
I did
come
like
back.
2 of those.
Now, time is passing here, guys. Each one of these checks is representing hours of like searching and digging into stuff. And so far, you've all failed your search checks. And so what's happening is you're finding things, but I can tell you mechanically, you find like slightly more direct things when you pass these rolls, and you'll see how it starts to develop. But this is all mechanically like part of the operations. Like you need to like go, because there's so much shit that there will be a lot that distracts, but even the stuff that distracts has clues in it. So it's kind of, let's
The
go
last
back.
thing I want to say is just, well, now that I know what those CDs are, I'm going to have my eyes peeled for the jewel cases that those CDs belong into. Like maybe she's leaving a trail and you've got to find the jewel case and something's inside there where the CD no longer is. So that's where Roger's mind is.
Okay. Let's go back to Agent Maybelline, who is looking at this case that says, "To Abigail, my queen." What are you doing?
I mean, she wants to open it. If it's just unlocked, she wants to take a peek inside.
It's got a small latch. You click. You open up the case, and it's a chess set. Do you know anything about chess?
I do. I know a bit.
Someone that knows what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you open up the chess set, and it's a carved set. Looks like nice, white and black. But all of the pieces are the same.
What are they?
Queens.
They're all kings.
Huh.
Huh.
Interesting.
She absolutely writes this down. Takes pictures. I also want to look at the board, just open the board up, and the pieces, and check if there's any other markings or like little notes or anything.
As you go through it, you don't see any markings or anything else, and you don't see a board either. There's no board.
Oh, it's just the pieces.
It's just pieces.
How many are there?
However many there are in chess. What is it? 32?
Full game set, just all kings.
Full game set, just all kings. I think it's 32 pieces.
Man, that game would be over so fast.
Yeah.
Checkmate.
King to king. I win. Thank you.
Yeah, rather strange. All right, give me another search roll. So we're now going to say that it is 4 p.m. As we start another round. You guys are just taking pictures of stuff and writing this shit down. Roger's examining all the doorknobs and the walls and the carpet, looking for any sign of violence. Doesn't find any. Go ahead, Sid.
That's going to be a 17 under 50.
Nice.
Ooh.
17 under 50. You pull aside what looks like a Native American headdress. It's one of the things you're cataloging. You pull it aside, and then beneath it, not beneath it, but on the wall behind it, where you kind of moved it, stuck to the wall is a piece of brown paper that sure looks a hell of a lot like a symbol, like a quote symbol, perhaps. All right. You passed the search roll. You earned it. I'm going to show you my little Roll20 thing here that we're gonna try to do. And I'm excited about this. I hope it works. Join me over in Roll20, and I'm gonna show you your evidence collection board. There you go. So see if you might have to zoom out a little bit to find it, but
cool.
I've started it for you.
Ooh. Cool.
Yeah, so to describe it to people, it's basically a classic pinboard, billboard, whatever you call it, cork board on a wall, on a ratty old wall. And I have put the New York Post article and the missing persons report up there, as well as images to give you a picture. These aren't necessarily pictures you have. This is more for the meta game for you to know who these people are at sight. A picture of Abigail Wright, and a picture of Agent Marcus, who was your handler that you met in the park. So far, these are the things that you have found, but you will hopefully add to this and continue to find more things. The way that I have it set up, you guys, any of you, should be able to grab any of these pieces of evidence and move them around however you want. So you can play around with that. Yeah.
That's awesome.
We can't move the documents, but we can move the photos.
That's really cool.
You can't
they're
move
kissing.
the docs, huh?
Look.
Oh my God. Oh no, I made them kiss. Hey, guys, stop. A woman is missing.
Her humping him from behind. It's kind of genuine.
You can't move the
We're
docs, huh?
professionals,
That's
people.
weird. Not sure why. But let
She was
me
going to
throw
town.
this cult symbol in the mix here. So first I'll show it to you.
Wonderful. Recognize it.
Oh, whoa. What is that?
And then I'll throw it on the board there.
So cool.
Ooh.
Can't move it
Wow.
either.
It's hard to describe. It's like
like a-
astrological symbols
Kind of
almost.
like trident-esque. It has like almost looks like a trident.
What's that? Not the swastika, but the other
It's the Iron
Nazis.
Cross.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Iron
That's
Cross.
trippy.
There's an Iron Cross in there. But then this like
What?
kind of looks like what are those, like crop circle type thing?
An Inca line. It looks like an Inca line.
like a Nazca line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, it looks like cardinal directions, but all messed up. So it's like north, porth, east, south.
NSPUR. They don't spell anything, right? Sonpur? Person?
Or that's a V or a U.
Person.
Unknown.
Well, if
Son.
it could person nos rep.
Oh, maybe it's like a scramble.
Ursomp.
It might be Latin.
Ron.
Sonpur.
Can you guys move it?
No, we can't. We can only move the
No.
photos.
Weird.
Still
I don't know what's
cool,
different
though.
about it.
All we need is red string that we can draw everywhere on the board.
Yeah. This
Then
is
we're really
just like the game Shadow Doctrine. It has a
Ooh.
mechanic just like this. This is really cool.
I would like to take a photo of the symbol, obviously. I'm also going to sketch it in one of my notepads or something, so I know what it looks like before the photos get developed, because we don't have the instant gratification of looking back at a photo on our little computer phones. So she'll take the time to draw it out. And then, now that she's seen this, she's going to continue to look for any related items, writing that might bring this up again for context.
Okay, I'm sorry. 1 second. I was trying to fix it. Try it now. I think it should work.
Yeah, now we
there
can-
it goes.
Oh, okay.
Can't move the
Yeah,
other
there
stuff,
we go.
but we can move that.
Yeah, I'll get to work on those. So, tell me exactly again what you're doing. So it's stuck to the wall, similarly to the way other things were.
She's definitely going to take a photo, also going to sketch it, so she can continue to research it before the photos are developed. But also, she's going to talk to everybody. This is abnormal. And if this is indeed an occult symbol, we cannot leave it here. We cannot leave this for anybody else to find. We need to remove it from the wall.
Well, there's
Agreed.
already images of it, which is how we found it in the first place. So
Well, okay, I guess that's true. Maybe I shouldn't remove it from the wall. Can I do like a
Can't
knowledge?
leave it here, though, right?
Yeah,
Well,
like
no, I was just going to say, just to point to that point, Skid, the fact that it was imaged is very dangerous, and that and the FBI person who saw it like closed it off from the FBI even, and then sent it down to MCEL in New York to say, what the fuck is this? Fix it, get rid of it.
Okay,
not
so
saying get rid of the symbol. I'm
should
saying get rid of the
this.
unnatural threat. So yeah, it's not like it's a widespread thing. As soon as A-Cell saw it, they shut it down.
Yeah.
I think she's going to try to remove it and then just like put something else over the space and take a photo of the area with it replaced, like another. Yeah.
Try to replace that photo.
Yeah. And keep one for myself and one for the FBI.
Okay. As you begin to remove it off the wall, you see that there's like I said, it's like a glue, almost like an epoxy that has it on there, but it's not strong enough to rip the paper, but it is strong enough to hold it up on the wall. So if you're easy with it, it comes off. And it's boom. And the second that it leaves the wall, all of you experience this cacophony of sound that explodes in your ears. That's just like, and then it sort of starts to like go down after a second. So the first thing that I need from all of you is a con times 5 roll.
Oh no! Wow, so everything's in perfect balance here.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, critical success.
Okay. Crit success.
49 over 45.
33.
I missed it by 4.
Okay.
12 under 50 for Murnau.
Okay.
I got a 6 under 65.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh.
Okay. So Francis
I'm the
is
only
the
one
only
missed.
one.
Damn it.
Francis, you take a willpower point of damage as it shudders you so harshly that like your brain is like, it like goes to mush for a second. Now all of you roll a sanity check in this instant for the unnatural because it is so freakishly loud that it could not be a natural occurrence.
Oh, just made it 68 under 75.
Ooh.
Oh no! Actually, my current sanity is 68. My total is 75, so I just made it 68
Wow.
on 68.
68
Wow, your first sand roll is on the nose.
Ooh.
Just that means like right up to the edge. It pushed me.
I got 48 under 55, so I'm still sane.
And Murnau's at 46 under 57.
So everybody passed?
Yes.
Okay. Then, since you all pass, it goes like this. And then it just resolves after about 2 seconds into this extremely loud sound of a car horn that is right outside the building. And I picture Roger Comstone in the bedroom, and he's looking at CDs. And it's like, now that's what I call music. 53. And then it's like, burn! And, he crits his con save, so he's just like, like, nothing of interest there. Passes his sand check. But the sound is coming from outside. You turn, you look out the window, and you can see out the bedroom window through these slats of these blinds. You can see a cab is a New York City yellow cab is directly next to the building, and it is slammed on its horn, and right in front of the cab, with his back to you, is what looks like the heavily coated form of perhaps a homeless person that's like walking across the street, and around its neck is a snake, like a python, and it's walking across the street, and this cab has leaned on its horn. Wow, that's what you see.
Put it back.
Now, you don't know she pulled it off the wall.
I know. That's what I'm saying to myself.
So you just see this in the bedroom, out the window. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see what everybody does. What is your initial response, Roger?
So I heard the first thing, but then it resolves into the sound of the car.
Yeah, it sounded like a car horn the whole time to you, but maybe just at the start it was oddly loud. But then you were like, oh, it's just because it's right there. And I don't know, maybe that's a weirdly loud cab or something. Like, you passed all your rolls, so it didn't seem too unnatural to you. It seems like a cab out there, but it definitely is weird with a person walking along with a snake.
Yeah, maybe I'll just kind of peek back into the other room to see what everybody else is doing, because I don't want to. I've already jumped to conclusions today. I tackled Agent Maybelline into the bushes.
I broke up the meeting because of the dancing cloud. So my first reaction is to just start firing out the window at the homeless guy with the snake. So I'm like, calm down.
Take a breath.
Maybe you didn't hear anything. He's having flashbacks, so he just kind of peeks back. Doesn't even say anything, just looks to see if everyone is acting normal.
Okay, great. What do you do, Vicky? You pull this off, and this and then it sounds like a cab just outside the building on the street.
I think she I passed everything, so she grabs her head and is just trying not to scream because it frightened her, but she's keeping her composure. And she kind of, as soon as she hears the cab outside, she whips her head and goes to the window to make sure something bad isn't happening out there. Her first reaction is just bad. But she sees the cab and this person walking away from your vision, crossing the street away from the building. A snake apparently resting on its neck. She takes a photo.
She takes a photo?
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. A Polaroid.
Yeah, Polaroid. Too weird. And and then immediately she's just like, that's going to be such a weird photo. To develop that photo, she'll have to pull it out and separate it, because why did she take a photo of that? But
okay. What did Agent Murnau do?
Murnau, I think he's just...
Murnau. Sorry.
I guess he's still looking for the medical equipment, probably. And so he's just shocked, heart attack for a second. And then, I guess passing the roll, you think maybe I just was surprised by something normal, hearing the horn. And so he just looks around and says, well, that was a piece of shit. And he goes back to searching for the medical stuff.
Okay. And then finally, Francis. What does Makeshift do? Does he have any other reaction to this, or?
Bobby freaks out. He took a willpower hit to this, so this jars him. This sets him on edge. He's looking around to see if anybody else is feeling as freaked out as he is, and he sees everybody's kind of keeping it cool. So he holds it together, not very well, but he holds it together. Takes a deep breath and continues looking through all the mail and items that he had started cataloging. Tries to just maintain his composure.
Okay. Does anybody have a cult?
I have a 2% in Unnatural.
Yeah, it's different from a cult.
I have 20% occult. The base 10, and then I got 10 from something. I can't remember.
Okay. Anybody else?
I have a 10.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, we all have at least 10, but...
yeah.
10, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So why don't you guys go ahead and give me an occult roll?
Ooh.
Unless, Roger, you haven't seen the symbol yet, or if you think
Holy
you
crap.
saw it.
Yeah, I guess I
8.
haven't.
Oh!
8 under 10.
Wow.
Can't believe that. Jesus.
Yeah, I imagine I look back, if no one's acting weird, I just go back to the bedroom, so...
Okay.
I got a 6 under 10.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Holy shit. Okay. Well, with those incredible rolls, you guys tell me how this comes to be. You actually recognize this symbol as an occult symbol that has something to do with demonology.
Well,
How would you know that? When would you ever have come across something like this?
While
I know
worshiping
how
Satan.
Vicky did.
I would think Bobby probably came across this when he did his studies into. He spent a lot of time studying Russian and Eastern European culture and history. So maybe there was some older texts that he was reading about some kind of occult symbols that he picked up on. It's like, hey, I remember that.
Okay, cool. And what about you, Sid? Anything
I think
come to mind?
Yeah, I think Vicky dealt with like a particularly strange case that was short-lived and nothing like came of it. But there were threats to like one of the government agencies, like somebody at the UN, an ambassador. And there was like codexes being used through mail and through written letters. And some of it was like symbology stuff. And she had to research a bunch of the crap that she was trying to figure out. And some of it was demonology. But the whole thing ended up being like not a big deal. The person, like it was a minor case. It wasn't like a blown up thing. But she does recall seeing that.
Okay, cool. So you don't know what the symbol is, but you do know that it has something to do with demonology, and you know you've seen it before. So it is a potential lead if you wanted to follow that up with investigation. You just can't do it in your own head. So it's going to have to be somewhere else, but you could look into it.
She writes it down. Can she mention the noise, though? Like, Francis said he looked around, but like she reacted to the noise. Like, she heard it. I think she would say, is everybody okay?
And Bobby responds with, I think so. Did we just hear that?
Did you hear that?
I heard that. What the hell was that?
She tells them when she took this thing off the wall, something happened, and she just warns everybody to be extremely careful.
Roger then looks around and tries to see everything not as a mess, but as purposeful. And just says, don't move anything else in this room.
We have to. What are you talking about? That's part of our entire purpose being here. We have to remove anything that is possibly a threat. What are you talking about?
Let's catalog.
Catalog everything.
You're going to leave evidence behind?
Maybe we'll tamper with the evidence, but leave it in place.
I'm not putting this back on the wall. You can put it back on the wall. I'm not doing that.
What you thinking?
Don't touch anything. I'm thinking we don't touch anything else. We don't move it. If we find something that we're supposed to take, let's try defacing it instead. Changing it, tampering it, making it look like ordinary nonsense. But there's a balance here that we can't see. And you just disrupted it, sister.
I'm doing my job, okay? Fine, I won't touch anything else. But you let me know when I'm able to do my job and when I'm not able to. Thanks. And she walks into the other room. She's annoyed. Her head hurts and she's annoyed.
Okay, she walks into the other room. Let's move on to Agent Murnau with a search roll. Your next search roll.
Okay. 45 under 50.
Nice.
Tension's getting high. You move into the next room. I'm sorry, you're still in the living room. You're looking through stuff, and as you pull away it's canvas bag. It's just a canvas bag, and you're looking for medical stuff. You're like, maybe there's something medical in here. You open it up, and you see it is filled with pistachio shells. And it must be 5 pounds of pistachio shells.
Okay.
You're like, yeah. And so you move that aside. And then underneath it, in all this rubble, you see what looks like, you recognize it immediately as a small incubator for what would look like a newborn baby. Like a creamy baby. And it's like a small machine that's like under this pile of crap. It's detached from any sort of, obviously, usually it would be on like a cart or on wheels or whatever, and like raised up in the air. And it's just the top of it. It's on the ground, and it has like the like a plastic kind of hood around it with the holes in the sides and everything. But otherwise, it's detached from any wires. And in your experience, it looks like it is just not something that is used in a hospital now. Like, again, old looking, but still, a viable piece of medical equipment.
Yeah. Okay.
And it seems very strange. And then
That's unsettling.
And then along those same lines, as you're looking for kind of medically stuff, you're like, well, maybe it's not just stuff. Maybe there's also there's some of these sketchings, right? There's sketchings all over the walls. Let me see if any of these sketchings are like medical in nature. And you zero in on something. Your eyes are drawn to a couple of cocktail napkins that are also epoxied to the wall. And there's a sketching on them that looks like equipment, is like the first thing that pops out to you. And as you get really close to it, you can go to roll 20 and you'll see what I'm talking about. You see a sketching of what looks like some sort of, I don't know, piece of equipment of some kind.
And it's monogrammed GBR.
Yep, the cocktail napkin has a monogram on the bottom of it, GBR, in this like gold lettering. And then
Clearly.
sketched on it looks like some sort of device. If you get close, you can also see that there's a word. It's a little hard to see on roll 20, unfortunately. But
Liao.
it says Lao.
Oh, I see it. Okay.
And there's like a tilde over the A. Liao.
What language is that? I have languages. Can I search? Can I do a language? I don't know how that would work. If it's
What do you mean when you say you have languages?
I have 3 foreign languages: Russian, Polish, and German. 50-50 and 40 points. Does that mean I can can I place that language?
I think it's Portuguese. It seems Portuguese to me.
Does it look Portuguese?
It is Portuguese, yes.
It is Portuguese. Wow. Okay. Well then, what does it mean, Bachman?
I don't know. I don't speak Portuguese. It just looks Portuguese.
All right.
GBR. Great Barrier Reef.
Is this
Great.
It's
a restaurant?
probably a bar. Actually,
Bar.
would Vicky know if this is a bar? Would she be familiar with this if it was like a bar in the city? Does she
Looks
recall
like a classy bar. By the
anything
font.
of like a hotel bar or like a rooftop bar?
Yeah.
Gramercy
Ballroom.
Ballroom.
Nailed it.
Gramercy Ballroom. Clearly.
Nailed it.
Yeah, I mean, you're thinking right along the right lines, but nothing jumps out to you as like a place you know. It's a place you've been to with the initials GBR. Doesn't pop out at you, but it does look like a nice restaurant, bar, napkin, yeah. Hotel, any of those things that you said.
I've been to a lot of bars in New York City and I don't recognize this one, so.
Roger just says, well, this is clearly a classy bar. Maybe you don't know it. And goes back to the other one.
Shots
Vicky
fired.
just like
Shots fired.
brushes hair out of her eyes that are not in her eyes because she has a pixie cut, but she's like just huffs into the other room.
A bar that has a nail length limit.
Why don't you go back to the bathroom, okay? Weren't you looking in the bathroom? Can't smoke
Bar
in
that
here.
has a nail length limit.
This is his 8th cigarette since they started.
Ashing all over all the papers on the floor.
CDs.
This place is about to burn down.
Yeah. Okay, so that was yes. Go ahead.
Could I do like could I do a medicine check if this is something, a medical device, that the schematics for it?
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck is this thing?
Looks like
24 under 80.
Yeah, you get a closer look. You're not. Yeah, no, it does not look like a medical device. Okay. With that medicine score, you've never seen anything like this that would have anything to do with medicine.
And there's numbers everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Everywhere.
It kind of looks like a turntable almost.
Does anyone have craft or engineering?
I have craft. I have locksmith. I don't know if that counts.
No. Is engineering even a thing?
Is it not? Oh, sorry, I thought it was. Maybe it's under craft engineering. Okay. Craft lock picking. Sure, you know what? Go ahead, roll it. Why not?
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, you know the way this mechanism works, and there's lots of different locks out there.
All right. 30 over 20. No dice.
Okay. Yeah. So nothing else about it jumps out at you. It's some sort of device you've never seen before. Moving along, we go back to Agent Makeshift, Bobby Wolford, for your next search roll. Now we're getting into the 5 p.m., 5:30 p.m. range.
All right.
Getting late.
Get money. 93. Over 50. Forget it. I got nothing.
I got nothing. Yeah. You stumble into one corner that is just bottles of Pepto-Bismol that are empty, and it's just like one after another after another after another. There's like 30 bottles of Pepto-Bismol that are empty.
All right.
Very strange.
I'll take one of the bottles, throw it in a plastic baggie. We'll research that a little bit later.
Okay.
Lab.
Okay. And then Roger. We'll come back to Roger for a search roll.
Still looking for those jewel cases. 30 over 20.
30 over 20. Yeah, you don't find any jewel cases, sadly. You're 30 over 20.
What else did you say was stuck to the walls? There was CDs, and what was the other odd thing? Just papers?
Yeah, it's just papers. I said that there was a radio.
Radio.
And is there any other rooms that we haven't looked in yet? Because Roger obviously went ahead into this next room is there like a closet or another room on this wing?
No, there isn't another room. It's just a 1-bedroom apartment with there is a closet, but again, it's the same sort of vibe where it's filled with junk, and there is no normal living situation stuff in here. So there is a closet, but it's not, filled with hanging coats. You could open up the closet and find another bunch of random stuff, including just like a pile of hangers in the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
So now it is 6 o'clock. What do you guys want to do? You have days of searching left and cataloging of work in this apartment. And it's not going to end anytime soon. So,
I've got a dinner. I'm running late for as is. What say we call it for the night?
Yeah, I need a drink. It's about that time.
Yeah, I got yeah. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna take one of these boxes home to look through, and she's talking about the files, the NYPD stuff.
Right, and I'll take some of the cataloged items to the lab, see if I can get some prints or any kind of chemical criminology information off of any of that.
I want to see if I can take a swab of anything out of the incubator. if I can take a sample of any sort of, if there's any like tissue evidence or anything.
Okay. Then you have a kit for this, right? It's like something along those lines.
Yeah, I have biology, so.
Yeah. Okay, sure. So you're going to take a swab inside of the incubator. Francis, Bobby Wolford wants to look into getting lab analysis.
Yeah, on the Pepto, and maybe get some fingerprint pulled from the bottle as well.
Okay. And then what are you doing, Sid?
Vicky's
Oh,
gonna
you're
take
taking an NYPD box?
Yeah,
the
just to
file?
look through the files.
And you're all heading home,
I'm
except
going
for Roger.
Yes.
Got a hot date.
Okay.
Yep.
So, in that case, you head home, Francis, because I don't think that you're probably not getting this stuff into any lab, at starting at 6:30 at night.
Yeah.
So it's probably something that you'll have to log tomorrow.
Right.
Before you guys leave, do you want to make any plans for tomorrow? Do you have a plan of when you're going to come back here, or when you're going to meet, or who's coming when? There's only one set of keys, so what's the plan?
What's
600
tomorrow?
hours.
Tomorrow is Wednesday.
Yeah, it's 6 a.m. Meet back here.
Yeah,
Bright and early.
600 hours good for everybody.
Yep.
Sure.
Sounds
okay.
Start early.
I'll set an alarm.
To wake up?
Yeah. It's a little before my usual time that I wake up.
Okay.
Get your beauty sleep.
I'll also set an alarm.
I use God's alarm. The sun.
All right, Messiah.
Okay. You guys head on your separate ways, but let's follow Roger. Roger, your plan, not your plan. Her Norma's plan was that you were going to pick her up at 7 and go out to dinner. Is that what you do? Is that your intention? Okay.
Yeah, and I've we're on the east side, and I've got a lower east side. Or no, we're like 20s, Gramercy area.
Yeah,
20s,
you're in
30s.
Kips Bay, 32nd Street
Kips
is where
Bay.
you're at now.
I still think GBR is Gramercy something. We'll say he's got a hustle across town. She lives in like Hell's Kitchen.
Okay. So you hustle across town to Hell's Kitchen and arrive at her building. You buzz up.
Sure.
Be right down. She comes down, meets you in the lobby, and it's just like, where are we going?
I figured we'd hang out in the area. And there's a little diner over on 49th. It's nice, but not too nice.
Okay. Not too nice. Okay. Lead the way. So you guys start walking along 9th Avenue. And
How was your day?
it was exhausting. We have this big pitch tomorrow that is going to be a nightmare, but I think we're going to be in good shape. We just, Molly just has to finish off her part, and then we should be good. And then tomorrow night, it's all over, and I can just, I know that, we're sort of just, I don't know, whatever this is,
Hanging out.
And I don't want to presume, but one of the guys from the office,
What's his name?
Michael, he is, he can't make it out tomorrow to this event
What a shame.
that I'm going to. And there's an extra ticket. It is a show, a big concert. And it's just like for my company and clients and stuff like that. And so it's super exclusive.
Yeah.
And I wonder if you might want to come with me.
What kind of like music? Is there dancing? Is dancing required?
Well, you make that sound like it's a bad thing, Roger.
Well,
You don't dance? You don't like to dance?
I've got 2 left feet. Almost kept me out of active duty. It's a little draft humor.
Just barely squeezed my way through with the ballroom dancing requirement at boot camp.
No, that sounds fun.
Great. Awesome. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's late. It's like it's a late night thing. So we're not even leaving until 9. I don't think that we'll see, the band go on till probably 10 or even 10:30. But
right.
if you're free, we should do it. You should come.
Yeah, no, I think I'm free. I'll check my schedule when I get back home, assuming I sleep at my place tonight.
She laughs. So then, how was your day?
Fine. Pretty
We just working?
pretty uneventful. Just working. Just taking care of business, paying the bills.
Yeah. The gas station, is that is there like advancement opportunity there, or like what?
I just need a place where I can clear my head, where nobody bothers me till I get settled. It's not a permanent thing. I like the simplicity of it.
And we cut to you in this Hell's Kitchen restaurant. She's sitting across from you and she's eating. Your food has come. And she's like, so what would you do then? Like, if you could do anything, like once you're settled, what would you want to do for work? Have you thought about that?
No, I haven't given a ton of thought to it. I really just try to live moment to moment. I'd like to do something with my hands, so maybe construction. It's really hard to get in the union. If you're not in the union, you're not going to get any of the good jobs. So construction's out. Maybe I could work at a bar, bouncing.
Well, I actually, I know a guy that owns a bar.
What's his name?
Jacob.
Will he be at this thing tomorrow? Just like overprotective and way too jealous.
Roger's just
Red flags.
This is the
Red
second
flags.
date. This is the second date.
Somebody red flags.
No,
I
he's
have
actually.
a brother. What's his name?
No, he's
check
actually
him out.
he's a good guy. He was a client of ours. We did some work for his chain. He's got a successful chain of nightclubs, and I'm sure that I could float your name as a bouncer. It's late hours for nightclubs, but would that be something you'd be in? But the pay is crazy good if you can get it, and you are definitely built for it.
Yeah, send me
All right, great.
Yeah.
Great. Maybe he'll interview you like tomorrow. I'll get you the information as soon as possible.
tomorrow's not really good, but give me his info and maybe I'll look into it. I'll be honest, I'm a little old school. I like to do things myself. I don't like any handouts.
So just want to be clear about something so that everyone understands the image of this scene. Roger's in this restaurant having this conversation with
And
her.
you could smoke in diners in
And
95.
he is smoking and wearing aviator sunglasses during the time. Because that's what I'm seeing on stream. So that's what I'm saying is happening in the restaurant.
So many red
While
flags.
smoking.
Red flags. I know. I'm really trying to dig deep into this character to figure out what the fuck she is doing with this guy.
Yeah.
But it must just be the
He's
vibe.
very handsome, rugged.
Yeah, it's very handsome. and
She
rugged.
loves bad boys. She loves
I mean,
bad
yeah,
boys.
there's got to be
wants to
something
fix
where
him.
she's like, yeah, he's living moment to moment. He doesn't give a shit. And so she's like, okay, I'll give you the info. And she passes this thing over to you and gives you the info. And we'll cut away. We'll cut away from that scene. And let's focus in on Agent Makeshift for a second. What did you do when you went home? Do you just sort of go home and crash, or what do you do at night?
Makeshift gets home, and he's got a very clean, well put together apartment. Nothing out of place. Very orderly and neat. He sets his duffel bag down, and he gives a call to his girlfriend Janice to check in, just to see how her day went. Keep up the bonds.
Okay.
Yeah, but she doesn't know his job specifically. She thinks he just works at the UN as a translator.
Okay. So like in character creation, you said she knew he was in the CIA, but she doesn't know that. She thinks you're a translator at the UN.
Yeah, she thinks he's a translator at the CIA or at the UN, but she knows he's got an important government job. That's about as far as she knows. But she doesn't ask too many questions. She keeps it light. She keeps it simple for him. She just talks about her hair appointments for the day, the girl in the next chair who's always running her mouth and whatnot. He loves it. It calms him down. He just loves to hear it all.
Okay. So we'll cut to that phone call for a little bit. She asks you, how's your day?
Pretty standard, had a couple of new hires. We were getting ready, getting them situated in the office. Nothing too crazy. How was your day? How was the salon? Was there a lot of hubbub today?
And then for 30 minutes, she just talks solid, like barely with taking a breath. And you're just like sitting there listening to her go and go. And
getting it in.
And it keeps going. Towards the end of the 30 minutes, you hear the sound of a call waiting, like an incoming call. Yeah.
Janice, honey, hold on 1 second. I'm getting a call. Click. Hello?
You click over, and you just hear dead air.
Hello? This is Walford. Go. Can't hear anything.
Nothing.
All right. I checked the we don't have phone call for caller ID. This is too early for caller ID. All right.
You have caller ID.
Can I have caller ID? Go ahead. I'm gonna check the caller ID. Is there a call? Is there a number?
You
no
click.
Number.
Yeah. So you click over to the caller ID and it says unknown.
*69.
Oh. Okay. All right. I'm gonna click back to Janice. Janice, honey. I got to take this real quick. Let me. I want to hear the rest of your day, though. I want to hear the rest of your story. Let me call you back.
Okay. When am I going to see you?
I'll call you tomorrow at lunch. Oh, I know, baby. I'm gonna call you tomorrow at lunch. We're gonna figure out a time to meet up tomorrow. Okay?
Lunch. Okay. I'm not going to schedule any appointments at noon. I have to be clear on this. Call me between 12 and 1.
All right. I'll call you then. I'll
take my lunch break.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay.
All
good
right.
night.
Love you, babe. All right.
You do?
Like, you know I love you, babe.
I love you, babe.
All right. So I'm clicking over. No caller ID. I'm taking a note of the time that I got the call. All right. Just to note the time.
Okay.
Can I do *69? Is that
sure?
All right, I'm gonna do do I need to roll for *69?
If you rolled 69, you did it correctly.
Right. You don't need to.
Okay.
You start 69, and it goes. Brrr, brrr, click. You've reached the New York Public Library. Oh! Our hours are skibidi skibidi boo. If for press 1. For cheese, press 2. And it's the basic line of the New York Public Library.
Wow.
Okay, interesting. No, but fun fact, Bobby lives just a few blocks from the main New York Public Library in Bryant Park.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Swing by.
Interesting.
Swing by and be like, someone called.
You go past the Greco-Roman columns, walk into a lobby with 30-foot, 40-foot ceilings, tons of security guards. Someone called.
Who called me? Was it you?
I mean, I happen to be in the neighborhood.
What?
Yeah,
I
what?
said I'd bring the books back when I'm damn ready, okay?
And Neil Bachman. We'll cut away from you after that New York Public Library incident. And what does Neil Bachman do?
I think Neil, he's having trouble shaking some of the stuff that he saw at this place, especially the incubator is really weighing on him, and he's just like, what the hell was that doing there? That was very strange to see that in that context. But I think he had plans with his mother, Johnny, tonight, sort of a standing Tuesday night thing. So
okay.
I think he heads over to Zabar's and just grabs a bunch of stuff over at Zabar. It's a big pain in the ass because like Zabar's on the Upper West Side, she's on the Upper East Side. Takes a cab over to her apartment over on the Upper East Side, and just brings a bunch of deli food up to her apartment and has dinner with her.
Okay. From the moment you come in the door, you're under assault, essentially. So, you get in the door, and the first thing is just she's got. You flash back to Agent Makeshift, going through the notices of the electric, and I'm sorry, your electric has been shut off, and you see her with papers everywhere out in front of her, and she's just like, I need your help. The bank has screwed something up, and they're taking my money. They're stealing my money.
Johnny, calm down. I don't think the bank is taking your money. I don't think Chemical Bank needs your money. Let's just go through this. Okay?
How do you know?
Figure it out.
How do you know that they're not stealing? It could just be one guy. That's all it takes. One guy on the inside corrupting the system.
That's true. It could be. Well, you know what? Let's go through these and make sure. And if you're right, if someone at Chemical Bank is stealing your money, I'm going to go down there tomorrow and I'm going to have him thrown in jail. Okay? So let's just go look through these.
I can tell that you're patronizing me. Don't talk to me like that.
Johnny, calm down. I'm going to have you thrown in a home. If you keep acting like this. I know you love your independence, but I'm going to take it away from you if you keep acting like this.
She says, just help me look at this and see if we can find what's going on here.
Okay.
Do you have accounting?
I don't.
Okay. So you start looking through it, and you do see that there seems to be a discrepancy. Something does seem a little off. You point this out to her, and she's like, I knew it. You have to take me down there tomorrow. I'm going down there and I'm giving them a piece of my mind, and you know that I can't go by myself. So I need you to come with me first thing tomorrow morning, as soon as they open, and I want to get this resolved.
Okay. Let's do it in the afternoon.
That gives them the whole day to get away with it.
No, that's okay, Johnny. It's just, I think that you tend to think a little more clearly, later in the day, after you've had a chance to walk around a little bit. I think we'll both be better off if we can do it a little bit later.
Fine.
Okay.
Fine. Then you come and pick me up at 1:45.
Okay, 1:45.
1:45.
Okay.
Okay?
I'm writing it down. He writes it down.
And we'll cut away from there and go to Vicky Ricci. I'm picturing you in your place, in your small apartment, going through the NYPD box.
Yeah.
So a dimly lit room. You're looking through these files. Does she listen to music in the background or have a TV on in the background, or is it just silence when she's doing work like this?
No, she listens to music. And I think on her way home, too, she stopped at a bodega and she got a pint of ice cream. And she is sitting on her couch, like feet up on the end of the couch, crossed her ankles. And she's like on her back, paper. And there's like a huge pile on the floor. And she scoops a spoonful of ice cream in her mouth. And then every so often she'll like see something, grab her glasses, like put her reading glasses on, which she doesn't like to wear because she's like, I don't need them. She puts them on, she looks, and then she, scribbles some notes down and keeps going. And in the background is Meatloaf playing.
Meatloaf in the background.
It's yeah, and it's specifically do you love me? Will you love me
Paradise by the Dashboard, John.
And, yeah, she's tired, so she's also kind of playing it loud to like keep her awake, and she wants to get this done.
Okay, all right. So we got Paradise by the Dashboard light playing, and you're going through these files. As you're looking through, there's nothing particular that jumps out at you except the name of Thomas Wright, the police officer who is Abigail Wright's father, who is identified as being Long Island PD, and or stationed in or whatever, works in Long Island, and is the person that called in the missing persons report and was actively trying to be involved in the investigation, but obviously was like being held at arm's length, as this was city jurisdiction. Also, he was too close to the case, but he kept trying to like get involved. You see his name coming up over and over again as you're reading through these things. You see pictures of the place, and they're the pictures that you saw, and you see this occult symbol that is very small in the corner, like you could see it. Some basic pics that they took. Otherwise, dead ends. You look into the one of the things summarized on the thing. Nothing gotten from talking to the tenants. And you look at these investigative reports, it seems that the tenants were sort of isolated. They were artists. You see that one was a painter, one was a writer. Actually, two were writers, and it's kind of it all seemed like artists in the building, but they were all kind of like, they said that they didn't know her very well, and they didn't really interact much, and those leads just kind of fizzled to nothing. And you can kind of see that there was no, incompetence. There was no mistaking in the investigating. It was the NYPD found nothing. There was just nothing to find, and you start to think that maybe Delta Green needed to be sent in for this. It was the only people that knew that something fishy was going on, and the ways in which to find it.
Question, was there any information from Detective Gorodanja? Like, is he in the files about stuff? Is he, like, connected to Thomas Wright at all? Or, like, is he just also on the case?
Yeah, he was listed as the lead detective on the case, so he's signing all of the paperwork.
Okay.
And so, yeah, he was overseeing the case.
Okay.
So you're looking through page after page, see D. Gorodanda, and all this stuff. You hear your buzzer rings.
She takes a spoonful of ice cream in her mouth, walks over.
Just the hiss of the electric, the dead air out there.
She puts the chain lock on her door and reaches for her gun, which is, on wherever she keeps it, like in her drawer or whatever, and goes to her window and peers out the front window to see if she can see the street.
Roll search.
Ooh. 24 under 50.
Nice.
You look out the window, and in the darkness, you see what looks like a person, but they're completely covered, wearing a hat, baseball cap, and a coat, and they're walking away or past your building. And then they just immediately, like hustling, and then they just like move out of sight.
She is going to quick slip into like her little Ked's trainers with her gun concealed, but she's gonna quickly leave her apartment and go check the front door to see if somebody left anything there.
Okay. You open the door and look down the stairs, and you see at the bottom of the stairs is a white envelope that looks like it's been slipped under your door.
She is going to use her jacket to pick up the envelope, and thank goodness she got those kits that she brought home from her work, and she is going to make sure that there is nothing dangerous in this envelope, but she is going to open it, but she's checking it, bombs, anthrax, like all the things, just to make sure.
She reaches down with something on her fingers. A jacket, did you say?
Well, whatever she was wearing, like t-shirt, like she was going to not pick it up
so
with her
you fold the
bare
cuff
hands.
over your hands.
Yeah.
You reach down, pick up the envelope, and you see there's writing on the front. And it says, "To V, my queen." And we'll see you next week.
No! Nobody calls her that except Christopher!
Wow. Oh, shit.
Her eyes, her brown eyes, wide with mascara, just like,
Oh, man.
you, Joe O'Brien!
We're having a good time.
All right.
Nice.
We'll see you next time.
Good night.
Oh, shit's gonna get weird.
Oh, it's so good.